So I want to tell you just a little bit, some things that I haven't told you at all in the last 9 years. Those of you who've been here before, some of which you've heard before. At any rate, in 1823, a professor of linguistics at Columbia University sat outside in the snow, waiting for his wife to finish shopping somewhere, maybe Macy's, and wrote some lines for his children, which he called a visit from St. Nicholas. And we know it differently by now. But one of the things that's interesting about this is, aside from the fact that it's been around for 200 years, is that before the poem was written and before it was published and before it took hold in the general culture, all the various cultural and ethnic groups had a different conception and different tradition of Christmas and how gifts were given to children and St. Nicholas and Santa Claus. And so that the image and what we have today, here's this guy coming down the chimney, and he's an elf, and he drives a reindeer, and it's powered by, he drives a sleigh, and it's powered by reindeer. All of that comes out of this particular poem. So here's what he wrote while he was waiting. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, with visions of sugar plums dancing in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I, in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Prancer, now Dancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. Then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses. His nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up in a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly, that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim before he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all